Shout out to everybody here on the live. I went live. I was live for the last 10 minutes. I said, Bitcoin's pumping as I'm coming live. I had the energy. Everything was going. And then my team told me I was not live. So I don't know what happened. I didn't do anything. I did the same thing I do every single day. I blame YouTube. YouTube, I blame you. Shout out to everyone here in my live, Sean. Let's get confirmation here, folks, so we can keep it moving. Shout out to everybody here on the YouTube channel. Thank you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your top Bitcoin pumping from 88.4 to 88.700 to the upside. Here's the trades I gave last night. We're up a nice 600 bones and continuing to do damage. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. All right. Yeah, we're seeing some drop frames out of nowhere. No idea why. Shout out to my lovers alive. Shout out to everybody out here. Such a stressful, constant. It's always stressful, man, being out here every single day. But hey, we're going to keep pushing. May God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and hanging with the lifer, okay? It wasn't my fault. I was on time, I promise you. I was actually early, sitting on my computer. I can't stand this. This has happened 3 times now, but what it is, I got to move on. Nothing I could do. I'll teach you how to push through all the ups and downs in life. We'll turn this into a positive. Someone's stream probably went a little longer. They're going to overloop into mine, and bang, this is going to be the best time ever. And Bitcoin's going to do exactly what we need. Live no net, Mr. Bice. What is live no net? What does that mean? Live. I'm not live? Live no. Rave Song, what are you saying? Live no? I'm not live? What's all good now? This is real time live. If we could roll with it, God bless everybody. So sorry. This is so whack. It hurts my viewership too. Because we're all, and it's crazy. I've gone live thousands of days. 3 days you're off and it changes. Yeah. You're good, yeah. Yeah, we are live. Exactly. All right, God bless everybody here live. I just want to make sure that we're going at the speed of light. I did lower the bit rate a bit. Maybe it was just too high for my internet connection for the day. You never know. I live in a gated community. They're throttling me or something. Who knows? We don't know. I worked out today. Let's put the lemon into the water. Hey, it's one day. I'll be somewhere in a year from now. I'm going to forget it ever happened. Let's keep it moving. Let's take a big sip of the lemon water. Oh my God, that's amazing. I just worked out so hard. I am sweating profusely. God bless you all. Silver is ripping. Silver bars. Silver bars. Soon it will be silver time. But seriously, man, silver destroying the game. And I did take profits on my trade. Could have stayed in it. But I like to sell into the green. And I'm never stressed when it keeps pumping. That is fine. I like to see what's going on for Bitcoin. Let's do our top-down analysis for BTC. This morning, I was looking at this flag, said it was likely going to break out if we entered here. They did a dolphin dip and ripped this puppy to the upside, and it did kind of what I was suggesting. Now we're above the 50-minute 200 moving average. It's a good sign, and you can see I also showed my students this morning a giant inverted head and shoulder inside the flag that was likely going to make a move up to 89,770. Is my target for BTC. Let's take a look at the monthly and see what's happening to the monthly and find out what's cracking. I worked out shoveling snow today. Yeah, sing it, Sammy. God bless you. Shout out to Rave Song Record. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Yeah, I don't, it's like go back to low latency or something, But oh, you know what? I'll go to ultra low latency. I went to low latency. I'll go back to ultra low latency. I did switch that this morning. I wanted to be closer to you guys. I'm usually 20 seconds ahead. I wanted to be like 10 seconds. I can do real time, but it's tough. It's not easy. I am also, oh my God, hold on 1 second. Every Monday my workout is so intense. Can I get a towel? Sorry, I am sweating like an absolute I'm pouring right now. Like, I am pouring. My workout is so intense, and I get out of a hot shower, and I have a beautiful fan in my dressing room, but they're redoing my bathroom, and I can't use that area, so I don't get to cool down. My God, hold on. I need my assistant to bring me out. My God. Woof. Old man style here. Anyway, let's get back into brass tacks. Let's break it down. About to go hit the slopes in a few. Can't miss the stream, though. Hey, that's so awesome you're out there. Are you Breckenridge? Are you in Killington? Where are you? What are you doing? Let me know. All right. So we'll take a look, and that's swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down. That's hidden bullish divergence on the monthly. It tells you you're going to break these highs before you break this low. I've seen it hundreds of times in my life on many different assets, and everyone thinks you're going to dump. You sit here for a while, too, and everyone says, oh, it's going to go down, but it doesn't. It eventually retraces back to the upside, and it gets everybody absolutely annihilated. I've seen it so many times, so just be careful. If you see it rip, be like, damn, man, that guy was telling me about it for months now. I've been saying it for 2 months straight. If the bears were that strong, why we should be down by now? The bear, they had all this momentum. What happened? You got to ask yourself that question, like, what happened to the bears? Right? So, and also here, we have this beautiful support at 86.5. So, and again, this does look like a bear flag to me. But it's so beautiful. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, man. I'm going to show you guys a super chat that's going to blow your mind that just came in right now. And it's huge. It's actually insane. Thank you so much. It's very nice of you. I can't believe you just did that. You're so nice. May God bless you. Thank you for the TRY 550. I think that's $12.69. That's how much it ends up equaling. But thank you. God bless you, man. That's super nice of you. And what he said is, let's take a look. Let's pop up the chat and see what he said. And that's the thing about live streaming. So many things are out of your control. You see what I mean? Been watching you for 2 years. Yesterday, I joined the Discord, applied everything you taught me. Already made $2K in a single day. God bless him. See, he made $2,000 in one day. He'd been watching me, and then he joined the Discord. I'm just telling you, the Discord's $3 a day. This guy made $2,000 in a day. This happens all the time on my Discord to many people that put in the work and keep it going. You know what I mean? So, anyway, let's get back to brass tacks here. Every single day, I do what's called a top-down analysis for you, where we break down Bitcoin, show you what's happening, and give you kind of what's likely going to happen in the next few days. It could change every few days, so we do it every morning and every single night. You're going to get an update like this tonight inside the Discord as well. So everyone keep it moving. I need as many people to hit the like button today because I got jostled around by some type of, screen break. And of course, my wife was taking my daughter to the doctor, so she wasn't here to let me know. So I got completely sideswiped. I had no idea. I was sitting there live streaming, going over the charts. The next thing I know, I looked at my DM to check to make sure I was getting confirmation, and I got no confirmation. And I said, dang, man, something happened to the stream, it happened during the countdown, I guess, which it hasn't happened in a long time. It's happened like 3 times since I started the channel, right? So look, this is a bear flag. This could come all the way down here to 57,000, or at least down to this resistance at 68K, right? At the same time, none of that's going to happen unless you close a 2-week candle below 82,000, and that just hasn't happened. Also, the weekly, look like it's attempting to put in a double bottom here. Previous resistance becomes support. Strong. You have not closed the candle below 86,000 since April of 2025. A couple months, it'll be a whole year since you've ever been there. Pretty interesting when you think about how slow Bitcoin moves in the long, you know what I mean? Everyone thinks it moves fast, and it does, but it also moves kind of slow. I still see it outside the bear flag here. This could just become a bullish retest as we continue to go further to the downside. So I still see how it could go either way. I'm not ready to go do a monster long here. I did long the weekly with stops below this wick. We'll see what happens. It's kind of a hedge long. It's like, let's see. You don't over risk and see where we pump. And so that's something that we're looking for too as well for BTC. Okay. It's crazy how that algorithm really, really punishes you the second you miss a moment. And I tell people how crazy you have to be with the YouTube algorithm as a streamer. It's every single day. Look at me. I'm getting jacked right now and I never take a day off. And I have like 500 less people watching than normal because of a tiny glitch. You know how irritating that is for someone like me that works so hard? I got to get over it, though. There's nothing I can do, but it's very, very disheartening. If that happened to me every single day for a week, it would destroy my entire life. Isn't that crazy? That's how risky my business is. That's how crazy I am. And that's why people don't realize how much stress I'm under every single day. Constant stress, man. You have no idea. Never mind giving live trades, showing my portfolio, talking about what I'm in, and having people come at me left and right. It's insane. But anyway, this looks like a possible double bottom here on the weekly. It's oversold in the stochastics RSI. The MACD looks like it wants to turn. to the upside. And that could be, folks, a beautiful double bottom that ends up playing out absolutely great. And that measured move of the double bottom would be about the length of this from that neckline. That would put you somewhere to 103,800. And we continue to boom. Everyone, if you're really here for me, and you promise you're here for me, you need to hit that like button. We have 733 people here. It's just unfair to me if you're not going to hit that like button. Like you saw that I just got, boomed down, but then 500 of you aren't going to hit the like button. Come on, man. Put your money where your mouth is. Be as real as I am. If it was me, I'd be hitting that. There should be 733 likes right there in a second. Come on now. This is the Lifer Army. I need each and every one of you to put up for me. This is the time. I don't ask for a lot. I really don't. I give and give and give. Today I'm asking. I'm asking for help. I need your help. I need as many people to help me as possible, please. Okay? When you hit that like button, you're going to get us back to 1,000, back to 1,200. People are going to find the stream. They love us. And we're going to get to where we need to be. But I desire your help. I truly desire your help. I can't do this stuff alone. You guys have been with me the whole time. You've always been there for me. I desire that as well. I worked out so hard. I sweated so profusely. It's amazing. Got all those toxins out, right? Got myself reset. So the weeklies, possible beautiful double bottom. I longed last night a little bit below here with just a stop below the red wick there. Looking to see if we can get back, at least to the POC and then up to the point of control, man. And that POC, 96,005, resistance in that 94K area that we've been struggling to pass for so many days. I look at the 5-day chart every day. I like the 5-day. To me, it kind of looks like it still is a bear flag that broke out of the flag. And it's sitting inside. There's this possible falling wedge here. Still a higher low compared to that. It's interesting, but it's definitely a shape I'm not used to seeing. It's not like I've seen this 1,000 times. That's a bit weird. Almost like an inverted head and shoulder that broke out. It's almost a giant double bottom on the right side. Definitely strange market structure. 3-day chart showing us signs of a wick back up. We need to cross back to the 200 moving average. We need to get back inside of this pattern. And then let's look at the daily. The daily makes the most sense to me. Because you got supportive resistance at 94K, right? We knew that 94K was we talked about it. When we finally got above, I was like, man, all we need now is the daily to flag with the 21 to touch. We get to move. Remember, I made that long there in the 4, and they got me because I had to. Then we saw the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder for Bitcoin, but it came right up on the right side out of nowhere. That's very rare. Usually you're going to dump down. That's interesting. This looks like a falling wedge that may want to break to the upside. It's on the cusp of cracking through that trend line. You see this? If Bitcoin cracks through this trend line, I just don't see it. It's going to test this trend line. If it gets above here, it can get back inside the pattern. If it gets back inside the pattern, 94K is back on the table. If 94K is back on the table, 100K is back on the table. And then everything starts to change slightly different. So this is why I am keen on this. And remember, this is a 50% pattern. And we would get back. So if you get back up on this trend line, high odds you're going to pump back to the 200 moving average, back to 104,650. For Bitcoin. They also created a massive short squeeze because they got this head and shoulder, which so many people have shorted now. And I just know there has to be a lot of liquidity up here. I don't even have to see it. People use heat maps and stuff. If you've done this enough, you've watched the same scenarios play out over time. You know where the liquidity goes, right? All right. So, yes, falling wedge could break back to the upside. Want to see this thing kind of do damage here and come back, defy this head and shoulder. We're very oversold. There's some kind of, it's not really hidden bullish, but it's it's interesting. And then when I moved to the 8-hour, it was just this very strong divergence last night. That was textbook. This is the old one I used to see all the time. I haven't seen a lot of it like this. This is the old divergence. And then look, my indicator even has the divergence starting from there. They see this loop to that loop is down, but this loop to that loop is up. You see stochastic RSI, like that's a curve up. That's an uptrend. So from this, that's how it's so cool. It looks at divergence way differently than we would. Kind of stretches it out. It's very accurate. I found this divergence right here. We boomed. It found this divergence here. You can see that we did pump from that area right there. This divergence there too, perfectly put. This is stochastics RSI with divs. You type in RSI here. You go to stochastics RSI with divergences by neobutane. That's good value right there. I'm giving you free value. It's a great indicator. It works very well. It's similar to money flow. It's similar to, basically, the waves, because that's where they're getting the same information from the same momentum. All right. Everyone, please keep hitting that like button. I got 500 likes. Let's go, baby. And last night I gave $500 to someone in my trading group. Yeah, I felt good. I put a grand into Poly Market. I ran 4 trades. I ran it up to $5,555 about. I looked at the 555. I said, that's amazing. I made quadruple fives. I said, let me give $500 away to someone. I feel good. So I went into the 99 and I said, hey, I feel like giving $500 to somebody. Send me your USDC Polygon address. And the first person that did, I sent them $500. So that's almost pays for the year in my group, man. So like, imagine if you paid for my group for 99 and you made $500 last night. And I'm going to start doing that a lot. When I had a big gain, I'm going to toss it to the group, man. And I could have done it out live to this to pump my views and get, what I mean? Oh, I didn't do that, When you it's kind of like when you give to charity and you tell everybody. It's similar when you toss money out on a stream, because you're only making more people want to come to the stream, which is good. I'm not saying it's bad. It's a great idea. But I did it on the low to my trading group, man. And someone was super happy last night. I went to bed feeling amazing, tossing someone $500, So join the group. You just might get hooked up. You never know. And it was really a blessing, man. The giver's gain. It felt really good last night. And so it was amazing. We in the 99 know what you're worth. Love you, King. God bless you, brother. Same idea for the Discord retention. Doesn't the 4 hour look like a descending triangle that broke down and doing a bearish retest? Thank you so much. You grow, I grow. I love you, man. Some great alt analysis in the group, too. Yeah, there's a lot of people doing damage in there. Just made 3% on my account with the Bitcoin long. God bless you. That's a big move. Dang, you did well. If you make 3% a day, you're going to be doing that's 90% in a month, right? And then it's actually more than that, because it's compounded, because you have more in the balance every day than you had before, too. So up 350%. God bless you. Who's up in gains right now doing damage? My lifers, man. I love y'all. 88,200 for Bitcoin, calming down a bit, though, on the stretch from 88,850. Okay. So we got some hidden bullish in the 8 hour. Stochastics look interesting. 12 hour 22 after that rejection. Look, the 200 moving average rejection. And then look, that solid candle right there. That's going to close in 6 hours and 24 minutes. You want to make sure that closes nice and green. Let's move to our 4 hour. Our 4 hour was so interesting today with this very strong bullish div. And we did bounce off the bullish divergence. That's another reason why I longed last night. The bullish divergence was very strong on the 4 hour time frame. And what it tells me is we could be making a shoulder, a head and a right shoulder that breaks back to the upside. You can see it starting to form here. And then that will be the cup and the handle too. You see an inverted head and shoulder has the cup and handle inside. And then what happens is the 21-day moving average touches price above the 200 on a smaller time frame, and then you have your absolute entry. So once you see it on the 1 hour, I execute on the 15 to the 5. I whittle my way down and start to see what's going for Bitcoin, right? 88,250 for BTC. I have 2 small trades open on weeks right now. Nothing huge. I'm up about, I don't know, $400, right? Nothing crazy. And we'll see kind of where that takes us on the day. Let's go back to the 1 hour time frame, which is, this morning I saw a bit of a flag here starting to play out. And what you do is you put your stop below the wicks, never right next to the pattern. That's usually where they're going to get you anyway. And then they ripped it, but then it's been kind of playing games right now, right? It doesn't look amazing. We did break this trend line slightly, though, for BTC. And then I moved to the 15-minute. And remember, I usually don't trade on Monday mornings. There's too many false moves. In my lifetime, I've seen so much insanity and have really, really accurate trades Monday after like 8, sometimes 9 or 11, just somewhere between 8 and about 12 p.m. I know, but I watch the market, and I've made a trade on Monday night and woken up to gains on Tuesday so many times that I almost blindly do it now, because it's like it feels like I win more than 30% of them. So I love Monday night trading. It's one of my favorite nights to trade. So not only am I going to teach you how to trade, right? How to set up your charts, what indicators to use, what to look for, when to enter, why, when to sell and why. I can teach you exactly when to enter and why. I can teach you exactly when to sell and why. I have this mapped out. All right. I got it. I could do this. You could do it too. I'm not a genius. I'm a simple guy that does the same thing every day. That's it. Let's go to 1,000, baby. We're on our way back to our regular scheduled program. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Shout out to Rave Song Records. Love the like button for our man Sammy. You guys are awesome, man. Look at my buddies come through for me. You ask for help and your buddies will come through. Let's help Sammy. He never asked for anything. Smash that like button. I really don't. Made me realize, like, I rarely ask for a thing, man. I just want to help others, man, and keep pushing. God takes care of me. If you took every call Sam made this month alone, worth every penny. If you took every call Sam made this month alone, man, we made so many calls this month. You'd be up over 2,000%. Look at my man. I did not take the flag on the 2 trades. I opened that trade last night. Yeah. Keep hitting that like button. Let's go. Let's get the likes all the way to 1,000 likes, folks. Let's do it. So I'm looking for the 15-minute to make a beautiful flag here to hold above this previous resistance as support that we made with this tweezer top right there. You see? And we get the bounce. I want to see that get tight, and then we could end up here somewhere in 90,000. Okay. This is why I make sure I like no matter what. Thank you so much. Stay positive. God will provide 100%. God's going to bring so many people to the stream today. I'm not going to be living in fear for any reason. God, thank you so much for everything you've given me. Thank you for the ability to push forward no matter what happens. And thank you for the ability to stay positive in every situation that's come into my life, including the death of my mother and father unexpectedly. Amen. God bless my mom and dad, Daisy and Finn. They're right there below me. See that little, that dove right there? Right there. That's my mom and dad. And they have a place on my stream every single day. They raised me. They were amazing. I will always miss them. I will always think about them every single day. I think about my mother and father. I usually wake up thinking about my mom or dad. The first thought I have in the morning is my parents. So, saw your Pats video. Let's go. I get hype when the Pats win. I know it's the Matrix. I know it's a distraction. Believe me, I know it's all a game. But you know what? I'm in the charts all the time. I work 7 days a week. Sometimes it's nice to play a game, man. It's nice to put on a stupid football helmet and root for a team, man, and just watch. And you know what it is? I like the announcers. It calms me down. Me, it's just a calming thing to do. I sit, I watch football. It's calming. I'm going to miss it. You know what I mean? I don't really watch TV. I watch football, and that's about it. And there's only one more game left to watch, baby, and that's the Super Bowl in 2 weeks from now. And my Patriots, New England Patriots, man. And I have to tell you, I have a deep connection to the Patriots. Growing up, watching Tom Brady win made me desire to become a winner. When you see someone win that much from your hometown, and he represents your town and he keeps winning and winning. And again, he's from San Mateo. He's not from Massachusetts, but hey, man, he was there 18 years, 20 years, and you grow a deep connection, man, if you get brainwashed like I did. Crazy. I don't know why I just coughed so hard. I swear they're spraying us all the time out here, and we're doing the best we can to survive, but it's hard, man. So overbought here on the stochastics RSI, and they're dumping us now. Now I look at something different. Look, it could be a rising wedge here that wants to take us down. See this? Yeah, look at that. And then just dump us right back to the bottom of the pattern here. Could double bottom. I do not trade Monday mornings. I'm telling you. Look, it even looks sketchy right now. That's so sketchy. I'm going to just take my 200 and call it a day. I'll get back in when I see something that makes more sense to me. I don't like what I'm looking at right now. We needed to stay above the 200 for me to feel comfy-wumpy. We did not do that. So my trading style told me to take my money and bail. I made boatloads of, I'm not trying to be rude, but I made a lot of money this weekend. I really did. I made over like $8,000 in a couple days. To me, that's great. If I make $8,000 every 2 days, it's a lot of money. That'll pile up. There'll be $80,000 in less than a week, and then it just, you know what I mean, or a little over a week, and again, it doesn't happen every time, but sometimes I make $60,000 in a weekend. Sometimes it goes 3 weekends, I make nothing. Sometimes I wait a month. It all depends. Sometimes I make millions over the course of a few years, right? It depends on, I've been in long-term trades, short-term trades, swing trades. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Look at that, though. That's a bear move right there. And now you got to start looking to see if the 7-minute loses the 200 moving average. If the 7-minute loses the 200, we go further down here. We come test 86,200 for Bitcoin. So the level you're looking at is about there, 86.5 for BTC. Let's take a look at Bookmap and see what Bookmap is telling us is happening on the liquidity side. There's a link to Bookmap if you want to get down. I do get commission if you do sign up to the link. And it says, there's people shorting with stop losses at 89.1, and there's people longing with stop losses at 86.3. We usually like to go to the closest red. So it suggests we would be going down to 86,300. Bitcoin just took a $1,000 move to the downside. The volatility is amazing. You can even see, though, there was bearish divergence here on the 5-minute time frame, 7-minute even. As that flattened out, but that went to the upside. That is a divergence. And look, the 5-minute wasn't there, but the 7-minute did have a divergence. You rock, bro. Much love from the friends. God bless you, Grandmaster Friend. We love you, man. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for being amazing and kicking it with the lifer. I appreciate you, brother. Up to 991. We're almost back to our regular scheduled 1,200 people. We were getting 1,200 to like 1,500 people last few days. Sam, did you end up taking that slice of river? I did. I was up 1,700 this morning. But then they started dumping it pretty fast. I was working out. I got out and I made minimal. But I was up almost $2,000, man. You know? I guess, you know what? That's what happens. You start making $8,000, thousands of dollars were coming to me. And you get a little spoiled, man. You know, and you got to learn to calm it down. I did buy some ghostware. Again, you do what makes you happy. I bought some of this. It looks like it's going to come down to the bottom of the pattern. And maybe it crashes and goes to zero. You never know. It's very, 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 very high risk. But it's a privacy chain on Solana. And if we get any type of movement, I just feel like this could go. I did buy a piece of it. It's very high risk. You got to do your own research. It's got a $7 million market cap. But look at the website. It looks pretty interesting to me. Ghostware OS. The internet sees too much. Ghost it. Ghostware erases your fingerprint across comms, wallets, and identity layers. Run aliases, route through relays, leave no metadata behind. I mean, when people are trying to track you and find you, against you, they're going to be hackers that have information and that have ways to track and find, and they're going to be doing that. And they're going to be going after transactions and maybe finding IPs, and then they might be circulating your IP, right? Fed weeks are amazing. Wizzle, join the group. We'll show you how to play. Yeah, jump on in, man. Stop getting wrecked. I'm in the group. I just sit back. I love you. River has been the best play past month. River has been amazing. It's up a 30x or something crazy. 30x. A 30x coin. And we found it when it was like $3. People told me I was the one that showed them River, man, and they got in early. So, wow, now losing the 200 moving average on the 5. First thing you do is lose the 200 moving average on the 1. Look, the 1 made a head and shoulder pattern. Told you to get out. If you were looking at the 1, it told you exactly what was about to happen. It said, hey, I'm in a head and shoulder pattern. I'm about to dump on you. And it even had some bear div because this is flat. This is barely pushing up, and that goes up a lot. That's bear div to me, right? And now you're trying to test this bottom area too as well. So there you have it. Look at that. That's exactly in the measured move. You take from the middle to the neckline, and then you swing it from that line. And there, look, that's where you went down to 87,674 for Bitcoin. Definitely will. I like posting in the group. Don't worry, we love you. What is River? It's only bumming because Hayes is shilling it. No, it actually is real world asset. I never knew Hayes shilled it once, so that to me, I didn't know that. So how could that be the case? You see what I mean? Because I didn't know that. And I'm on the charts all the time, so. Anyway, so it doesn't look amazing here. And do we get back into the hedge short again? Does Bitcoin follow into this descending triangle and take a dump? I can be honest, my system tells me when we're below the 200 moving average, touching the 21, we should short. I was in the short yesterday, I sold down here. And then we bounced back up. I found the double bottom. I gave everyone a short yesterday morning. Then I showed them that we took profits in the group, or I gave them a Saturday night. We took profits in the morning, somewhere throughout the afternoon. Was it? Yeah. And then we came to the live stream yesterday. I gave my trading group gains on the weekend. It was pretty awesome. I made dang near $2,000 on the short. So I'm not fiending to trade Monday morning. Like I just made a bunch of money on the weekend. And then I took all the gains too with the poly market. So, you know, some of the trades took some time, like a week or whatever. But yesterday I took, you know, I basically affirmed gains of like 8,000. It was awesome, man. So I don't know, $8,000 on a Sunday? Man, if you told me I was going to make $8,000 on a Sunday, I'd be like, dang, you know, and that's how much, you know, that's 4 Lamborghini oil changes, man, you know. Sold that puppy down, baby. Yeah. And again, I could have stayed in the short. I would have went up, you know, back up there. So look, this looks like it might be headed lower. Looks like we may have to be getting into a short again to the downside, right? And the short could be a little better now. Let's take a look. I really would like to have my stop above that wick there, which means to get a 3-to-1, I got to go all the way down to 70. 75K, which could happen, but it's a bit, a bit of a stretch. You can see this wick right here is an area, and this area right here we have some chop at. We might stop at. So, interesting. Everyone thinks we're going to the upside. I don't know what's going to happen. We do have a CME gap up there, but honestly, I have no clue. I have no idea. I'm open-minded. I'm going to see something that's going to tell me. I look at the charts every couple hours, every hour, sometimes every 20 minutes, and I'm going to see something that someone else doesn't see, and I'm going to be able to find a probability because my brain works like that. All right. Does look like 3 drives up with a 30-minute. What do you think about Pepe today? Pepe didn't look good the last time I looked at it, and I don't think much has changed. I looked at it last night. Yeah. So, remember, join the trading group. This guy said, been watching you for 2 years. Yesterday, I joined the Discord channel, applied everything you taught me, already made 2K in a single day. So crazy. He's been watching it for 2 years. So that's every day there's someone that's going to jump on in and enhance the group. 1,053 people. Everyone's coming back, baby. They know where to be. They're confused by the other channels. They don't know what's happening. They come here and they get perfect, simple analysis. You know what I mean? And it all comes together in a great way. Sam, is that a diamond on the 5? Your thoughts? God bless the lifer. Shout out to Underground Crypto. Can't wait to see you today. It's going to be an amazing day. We're going to do great together. We're going to have fun. I'm excited, man. Thank you for being with me, man. Thank you for kicking it. And thank you for being amazing. God bless you, brother. I can't wait. We're going to spend some time setting some stuff up, but it's going to be awesome. And I'm super excited about it. Yeah. I got a bunch of different ways, actually, to make it work. I just thought about it. I have, like, so many ways to make it work. It's crazy. Much love to the friends, man. 88,450, 87,450 for Bitcoin. So yeah, wow. And remember, man, I'm never, maybe the weekly plays out nicely. I take it one step, one day at a time. It still could be a nice long there on the weekly with a stop below the wick. I feel like I should just put that on. But the last time I did it, it was like, I guess I got to lower my expectations to 101, 104. It would make more sense there. 8 to 1. Can I get right to this wick and still be a 4 to 1? I guess I can. Just makes more sense, So the take profit would be 93,607. And the stop loss would have to be at 85,869. Not loving what I'm seeing, but, 800 for 269. 1,200 for 450. I think 1,200 is a good idea because, I can't make no money. I got to make some money. If I take a $1,200 hit, it's okay. Won't be the biggest deal in the world, right? So, I've been in the Discord for years. Highly recommend it. It's the reason why I make 1,300 yesterday. I'm so grateful for this channel, man. God bless you, man. Thank you. That's awesome, man. People making gains with the lifer makes me very, very, very excited. So I'm going to get back into the weekly head short. So I do a limit order, but then I just raise it up. It probably markets in. Not a big deal for me. It did cost $29 there. A little expensive today comparatively. But it's a $66,000 trade. Not too big, If I really like the probability and things are going well, I could do $100,000 to maybe $500,000. Very rare I hit $1 million in the trade. I just don't feel the need to be that risky. It doesn't make sense to me. I've got a good life. I have so much different forms of income that I've created in my life, and I like trading just to be an add-on. I don't need to risk more than I want to when I need to. I'm kind of an old man now when it comes to my investing. I keep it, 1,100 people on the stream. Thank you so much, everybody. You guys got me back to good graces, man. I'm going to be able to, and I knew God was going to provide because he always does every single time. Put your faith in God. I listened to the book of John last night as I went to sleep. And it's funny. I know the Bible. I went to Catholic school. They taught it to me every day. I went to church every Sunday from the age of 2 years old to 16 or 17. And why did I stop going? My dad, when the archdiocese started having all those molestation cases, sorry to say, my dad stopped going to church. And my mom they didn't want to go. They don't want to be associated with the church anymore. Sad, didn't mean they still, my dad told me to pray to God every day. He didn't denounce, my dad loved God and Jesus, But my dad wasn't a huge Jesus guy. He was a God guy. My dad would just say, pray to God, ask God for help, every single day of my life. And my mom wasn't hugely religious either, but she was a sweet soul that helped others. My mom actually never mentioned God or never preached God. She wasn't what some people think of as a charlatan, right? Because when you mention God, some people call you a charlatan because they just think You're using God's name to make, it's like at the end of the day, you're bringing up God. Like you could actually, like right now I'm a live streamer. I could speak about anything that makes me money. People have hit me up, say, hey, could you talk about our product? We'll give you this much a month. And I say, no, I'm not going to do that. But I talk about God instead. You see what I mean? So like I could use this channel to push, and always be selling you something. And again, I do sell some things. Don't get me wrong. There are some things that I do advertise. But at the end of the day, advertising God there's no money there. There's no actual, you know what I mean? The biggest return is the feeling inside and the frequency you create. That's the biggest return you get. And you know that you're committed to something way bigger than money. You know that your money is not your God. You know that God is your God. And you know that everyone is a beautiful creation of God. And then you cherish everyone in your life. So stay blessed, stay amazing. I'm going to get back into the charts now. But we just did a live trade. It is $20. I mean, even with the fee. But there you go. Okay. And the only thing I want to say is this partial thing. It's weird for me because I'm like, what does that mean? Is it going to sell everything or just partial? So I just remove the partial and I replace it, right, with my area. Imagine we make $4,600. We get this pump to the upside, and if we lose $1,200. We're doing great. We can risk it for the biscuit. You see what I mean? And like I told you, if we dump like that, I'll probably be able to catch a short too. That'll break me even. I probably won't lose money. I'll just break even on this move. So, and the liquidation ain't far away from my stop actually. So, pretty much a liquidation trade if you think about it. But that's what I'm doing. I'm risking $1,200 for $6,000. You know what I mean? Like it's like our 4,600, 1,100 for 46. It's a dang good risk to reward, right? So we'll see what happens. So I got the bigger trade open because it's the bigger picture. You know, we don't really know what's exactly going to happen, but the 4-hour doesn't look good to me. And the bigger time frames are starting to kind of bend bearishly, in my humble opinion. But we'll see. Anything is possible. Trump, I think, speaks today or tomorrow, tentatively. Every time that happens, there's definitely something going on. And we just got turmoil, right? He's got Canada up in arms. We got Iran bugging out, threatening him. We got Venezuela. You know, I got some kind of bad news, too. Everything is great news because we have to be aware. But, you know, I woke up this morning, and there it is, breaking news. All global markets will be 24/7 and tokenized. And Deloitte said tokenized settlements risk spawning a perilous blind spot that could render market manipulation virtually unstoppable. You see what I mean? Because think about it. They're going to be able to, like, pull the switch. Another thing I want to talk about is breaking the Nipah virus outbreak in India. Recent cases confirmed. Do not listen to the narrative. They're going to try to push another vaccine on us. They're going to try to mask you. They're going to try to do the same thing they did before. I'm telling you right now. I'm promising you. I am predicting it before they even start censoring people. I am predicting this is going to happen. Bat-borne virus since 1999. High fatality. They're going to tell you you're going to die. Fever, headache, encephalitis. No cure or vaccine yet. See? Authorities tracing contacts. Stay vigilant. They are doing it again. Do not fall into this time. Do not fall in line this time. They create the problem on purpose. Don't fall for the narrative. Doesn't mean there isn't a real sickness. They can put it out there, but there's ways that you won't get as sick as they tell you. There's ways to keep your immune system very strong. And you got to have faith in God. We're going to be tested yet again. They are coming to test us again. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. I hope you got your shields on because they're coming. Okay? I never knew you anyway. Yeah, exactly. The Book of John. And people are quoting the Book of John now in my chat, man. And I just feel a calling to read the Bible more than ever recently. 3 people have told me to read the Bible in the last 10 days. I think that's something's going on. So I'm doing that. I'm doing what God has called me to do. I'm reading the Bible at night, the Book of John. All right. And I know the Book of John because I studied Bible studies. I even went to St. John's where I had to study theology during college. So I know every story that I read. Again, it's not like I haven't read the Book of John. Actually, when I started reading, I was like, I know this Book of John. I've heard everything, but not in the older graces of wisdom that I have now. So I'd like to reread it in a different form because I am now in a different form. So look at this. This is a bit of an inverted head and shoulder here for Bitcoin, isn't it? Like, Sam, you see bearish and bullish. I do, man. Especially on Mondays. It's always a rough estimate until I see exactly what they're attempting to do. That could still push us to the upside. They're going after the shorts and the longs, the people that are heavy leverage. If you were heavy leverage, you got rocked right there. You got rocked. The way and the likeness, not just saying in your name. Amen. Yeah. And again, man, we love you. We appreciate you all. Amazing. We added more. Look, see how we add to the P&L? It doesn't have to be amazing. But see how we just continue to add to the P&L? Look at this. 2 losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades. 2 losses. It's insanity. $700 in losses and thousands of dollars in wins. 900, 465, 1800, 90, 1100, right? Bam. I mean, you can see right there, there's about $4,000 in wins and $700 in losses. Maybe even a little more than that. And this is how we do it. And I prayed for this P&L. I prayed to have a P&L like this. Every single day I worked so hard. I really did. And I struggled as a trader when it came to leverage at the beginning. It was very difficult for me. I didn't understand it. I got very emotional when it went up and down. I couldn't handle 47. I could barely handle 5x. When I started leverage trading, I was the worst leverage trader you've ever seen, friends. And I was really good at spot trading and I was good at swing trading. Just that I didn't understand the risk management. My heart raced and it took over too much and I couldn't maintain. So what did I do? I slowed down. I started watching my signals. I said, hey, Sam, you're good at spot. You got to just take what you know about trading and move it in. I said, you've got this. You can do this. Don't get overwhelmed. And I started trading 100 for 300 here on this channel. If you watch me, 100 for 300. I never had 67,000 positions, $500,000 positions, $1 million positions, never. I made 22 grand in 1 week in Singapore. That's stuff. To me, this is all blessings. These are just extra streams of income on top of what I already have. You see what I mean? Don't be greedy. I say to myself every day, be humble. Be thankful for everything you desire and everything that you get. Amen. 87,600 for Bitcoin. Could go either way. We got red on either side here today. It's a typical Monday, right? So I showed you kind of what I see on the bigger time frames. Demons are real. They start manifesting when you preach Jesus Christ. Amen. This song, Sam, the song from my boy Rex. He used to run everywhere when this came on. Oh, you have a dog that passed, I think? Your little dog, Rex? He loved this song, right? Oh, man, that's kind of cool. Someone said, do you see a diamond on the 5-minute time frame? I really don't. Maybe they're kind of like this. Possible, I guess. I don't know, but it doesn't. I'd say no. No, that double bottom was crazy. I called that last year. That's where I sold the short right there because I was like, man, that looks like they're going to pump the double bottom. And they did it exactly as we looked at it. Keep reading Leviticus. Thank you. Yeah. He's passing today. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. God bless you, bro. Everyone, moment of silence for his dog, Rex, man. I know it's a dog, some people, but to me, I lost 2 dogs. I love my dogs. They were awesome. Moment of silence for little Rex, man. God bless him, brother. Thank you. And just be careful out there, you know what I mean? With all these protests and things, don't go armed to a protest. Don't go strap yourself up and go into a place where there's a bunch of men that are strapped up, ready to go. Those men want to go home to their wives and families as well, as you know what I mean? And they're getting thrown at and they're on high alert. And if you threaten them, they're going to do something. So just be careful. I just want to say to everyone, please do not become take it upon yourself to go against law enforcement. It ends bad every time. If I did it 20 years ago in Boston, if I started running around with a piece on me and started, meddling, I don't think I would be here right now. Okay, so just be careful, please. I know you might feel a certain way. All people feel certain things. Just be careful. Don't arm yourself and go to these places. Okay, you're asking for trouble. Like my dad would tell me. This is what my dad would say to me. He would say, "Stay away from that stuff." You know what I mean? Focus on what's good. Help people you can. Stay away from that stuff. Okay? So I just want to say, be careful. That's all I'm trying to say. Just be careful. 100%. Yeah. Life is better when you stop fighting the law. Yeah. I'm just telling everyone, I don't want to see any of my lifers get hurt. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't want to see anyone I know and love get hurt. I want to see everyone be happy. That's all. I remember my dad, one time, a bunch of kids at school were doing something stupid and they were fighting and I jumped in, I got caught up in it and I got in some serious trouble and my dad was like, what were you doing? What were you doing? And I was like, oh, and my dad was like, man, come on, Sam, you got to smarten up. Like, you saw the situation and you put yourself in danger. And now look, you're paying the consequences. So my father was always there for me to teach me how to avoid danger, man. He said, man, you're in a bar room, it's 1 a.m. He's like, it's time to get out of there. 12 at night. He's like, nothing happens good after 1 a.m, man. You know, and you ever had, you know, many times I got bottle smashed. We wilded out. I woke up with black eyes. My head was cracked. I got hit in the jaw so hard that I had the crack in my ear. So many times I got hit in the head so hard, I had a crack in my ear. I woke up the next morning swollen. I was in so many bloody, drunken fights. You wouldn't believe it, guys. I shouldn't be here. I had guns pulled on me, knives pulled on me. I ran down the street with my hand on my head. I thought someone was going to shoot me on Union Turnpike. It was insane. So I had my jaw broken. I've had my hand broken. I've had my wrist, but you know, I broke my hand on someone's face, on the cheekbone, because I hit them so many times in the face. I'm not spreading violence. I'm just telling you, I lived through so much pain, and I've gone, and I should not even be alive with the stuff that I've been through. And I just want you to know, you know, just you know, don't put yourself where you don't need to be. 100%. Okay. I love you all. Yeah. Yeah. Don't be in stupid places doing stupid things at stupid times. 100%. 100%. Yeah. So, exactly. Yeah. So I love everyone. That's all. And I want to make sure everyone's safe. So let's take a look. And I'm done. I'm not saying anything else. That's it. I'm going to keep it very light. I know you say one thing and it's a whoop, you know, and I want to help every single person here. I don't care what your belief is. I don't really care who you voted for. You know, I love everybody. You know, I'm not going to, thou shalt not judge. I am taking the place that God has told me to take in the Bible. And I just want to help every single person I know. If you love other people and you want to become financially free, I would love to help you. If you want to spread light, love, and happiness through the world, if you're working on yourself every day to better yourself, if you're pushing every day to bring light, love, and positivity around the world, I would love to help you. Okay? I would love to help you. All right, so we're looking at this. I mean, this could make a right shoulder here and dump. This is Monday, you know, and that's why you're not going to see me going too crazy on a Monday. It's just not what I do. All right? So, trade's pretty flat right now, too. Bitcoin seems to be slowing down. Everyone's kind of wondering what's going on. Let's take a look at silver and gold. Silver and gold. They brought him silver and gold. Isn't it amazing? It was always silver and gold, wasn't it? So look, I mean, that kind of looks like a shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder situation, doesn't it? Unless we can V-shape recovery right back to the upside here. And we are sitting on some support, like right, that previous resistance right there is showing up as some support. We got to get back above that POC. Yeah, I don't love what I'm seeing right here. It's looking messy. Looking like they made the flag. They dipped it, they ripped it again, they dipped it again. Like, they definitely went after the leverage. You could see leverage traders got rocked this morning. And we made those quiet little juicy gains on the weekend, so we didn't have to get caught up in this sauce. See, people wake up the Monday morning, I'm ready to take this market. Worst time to go out the market, man, in my humble opinion, is Monday morning. I do not, you know what? I've been doing this for a long time. Trading Monday morning is treachery. Bad news. It's not a good look. Okay? Putting yourself in harm's way when you trade on Monday morning. It's like asking to lose. Unless you know exactly what you're doing. Like, man, you could have waited for this 5 minute to cross the 200, got in, put a stop there and sold right there. Or waited for the bounce back up, I guess. But you'd have to be so precise, know exactly what you're doing. It takes like a minute to make that execution. You got to be right next to the 200. Otherwise, the risk isn't worth it. Like if you buy up here as opposed to right there, let me explain something to you. I scalp a lot in the 5 minute time frame. I do it extremely well. It's basically, you know, 5 minute, 1 minute. I'm very, very, very good at it. I'm an expert at scalping the 1 minute and the 5. I really am. I've been doing it for years, every single day. I've put in thousands of hours doing it. Like, it's just to the point of no return. So there's a reason why I get it. So here for me, an entry here is 3, but an entry there is 1.5. I can't take that. The difference between this, see, a beginner doesn't know that. A beginner will like, oh, I'm going in on Simpson and But if you don't know when exactly to execute, like there's the execution right there at the 3-to-1 above the whisk, above that, you know, or as this is coming on, and then you'd have to front run a tweezer bottom there. If you waited for confirmation, you'd have to buy a little late, and so that's why I would be sketched out by that move. All right. Honestly, I mean, look at this. I see a head and shoulder now on the 5. I like that head short on the longer time frame, but I'm really not a fan of it right now. I'd say sit on your hands. If I have, you know, and again, you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'd be sitting on my hand. It looks like it's going to dump. back to 86K. Like, that looks like we're about to take a dumpy. We lost the 200 moving average there. The 5-minute made a bit of a flag and retested the 200 moving average. Shoulder, head, right shoulder on the 5-minute time frame. That is a measured move for the neckline down to about 86,200. Huh. Might take one of my first losses in a long time. Yeah, I'm just not. You know what? I think I'm going to wait. I feel like I got to wait on. I don't know. See, I'm indecisive on that weekly. The smaller time frames are telling me what's up. Yeah, I think 2-hour candle represent more clearly that it's going down. Thank you for saying that. Let's take a look at what he's saying. And see how you can't even see what I just showed you on the 2-hour. To me, I see the descending triangle beginning to form here. So let's get rid of everything. So remember, keep that idea. The 5-minute head and shoulder is dumping on you. That's why the smaller time frames are beautiful. They're going to show you what's likely going to happen. They're going to teach you. They just are. They're amazing. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Still have no idea why we dropped a frame. It could have been my neighborhood. Like, someone could have been doing internet and they could have, like, shut it off for a half second to connect us. I don't know what the heck they did to me. But usually I will get an email from Comcast if anything is awry. So we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, why did my family... So we're looking into adding some more features here too. And I remember throughout the weekend I did show you Pionex. And now I don't want to show it today after the issues I had, but Pionex were running amazing bots. They're super cool. And what I'll do is I'll create a video for it and I'll play it during the stream. That way it'll be awesome and I'll be able to show you kind of what's happening. Smart idea my wife came up with. So, but yeah, the Pionex bots are amazing and they run on their own. They're grid bots and they just make like 70 to 80 trades a day. It's like having a tiny little hedge fund in your hand. It's amazing. So look, that looks like a descending triangle for Bitcoin. It doesn't look amazing. We'd have to double bottom and hold 86,300. Looks like we're going to come down and just, throughout the day here. So I'd say for the next 8 to 6 hours, you're going to be doing this. And then we're either going to try a massive double bottom or this thing's going to roast. And we're going to know. We'll lose a 200 moving average. Something will happen. I'll be able to give you the signal and I'll say, hey, this is what I'm doing. My trader instincts will kick in and I'll just do something. And I'm usually doing one of the right moves. So yeah, we'll go from there. The PAYAI should dump is brewing. Yeah, Pionex is awesome. Been running bots for a year. Very good. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. And yeah, I really like Pionex. Hit the link to Pionex. And you can see the bots that we're running. They're absolutely amazing. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, anyway. All right. Yeah, and if anyone knows how to enhance my channel, thinks ways of how the YouTube channel could do better, let us know. You might know something I don't. I'm always open-minded. All right? And look, I got so many lines because from the small time frames. So I like to kind of open this up now. So you can see you came to this massive rejection. You had a shoulder, head, right shoulder. 90,300, just weren't able to stay. You made a descending triangle, which we talked about on the 4-hour yesterday. Said we should short the market or Saturday night. It did short. We sold here. We saw the double bottom. It did come up. But to be honest, like the short really still stays in play. Interesting. It's almost like the duality's there, right? I don't like what I'm seeing right now, honestly. And so I'm going to take a small loss on my weekly hedge. I really am. And I know you're like, why? I don't like what I'm seeing, and I probably shouldn't open it on a Monday. And I'm sorry if you open it now, I'm flip-flopping, but just, this is me. I'm just being super, I could hide it from you. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. The weekly is closing, but the weekly looks interesting. It's like I got to stick to my long-term conviction, but I'm not in love with the small time frame here. That 2-hour looks like it's going to tank on me. But it looks like it may still double bottom. I do see 6 to 8 hours, some of this, and then wouldn't be surprised if we go down to 80K. My system does tell me too short. You're touching the 21 below the 200 moving average. You just had a death cross on the 4-hour time frame. When's the last time we had a death cross on the 4-hour? Was right there. And it kind of looks very similar to where we are now. They bounced it, and then they eventually took this puppy. They did a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder below the 200, and they took this puppy down. So when's the last? And there we had a death cross there. It did come down. There we had a death cross, but it was just a small loop. And we actually went to an all-time high. It's interesting. But most time, it's not a good look. It's not what you want to be seeing. It's not like, oh, yeah, let's get that death cross coming to us. Let's go. It doesn't, that's not really what goes down. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being amazing. And thank you for being awesome. I appreciate it. You have no idea how much you motivate me to show up every day. When I read the comments, when people tell me they made 2K overnight, I love it. Send it, lifer. Jesus loves all of you. Bless you. God bless you too, man. Thank you. Thank you. And no one's going to completely agree with you no matter what you say. Remember that. Like when I come out here and I open my mouth, no one's going to agree with me on everything I say. I know that. It's just facts, right? So you do the best you can. But then what are you going to not speak your mind ever? You're always going to be a little mouse that never really lets out? I can't do that either. So I find my balance. And I'm subtle when I am, right? I try to be as subtle as I can. So the people that understand me. They can, but I don't want to create too much of a rustle. You know what I mean? And I think I do a really good job of it because I've been balancing this for a long time, for years, and especially throughout all of COVID and all the other stuff. We are sure to do that for a living with proper order flow, delta liquidations, order book depth. Find this extremely amusing. You're a gem, Sammy. Never stop. Yeah. Death cross could mean the end of the bearish momentum. It can too. I agree with you. I've seen it on the daily. I have seen it on the daily, but I'm seeing a move down now. It doesn't look amazing. Yeah, I'm going to just... Yeah, I'm going to cut off my weekly right now. Just take a very small L. That way it doesn't turn into a big one. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I just take small losses so they don't turn big. And I don't like anything over than like a $200, $300 loss. I'm not cool with it. I'm just not. I don't like to lose. This tells me I should probably be in a short with a stop back above the 200 again. And just stay in the short I was in and continue, right? But I'm happy I took my money yesterday. It would have been a roller coaster ride. I got in there. I would have went right back to break even. And now I'd still be only up like 1,200, right? Yeah, I'm on short today, Sam, to 86, just waiting. Interesting. Yeah. The Peter Griffin trades. Hey, Lois, I think I'm going to grow a beard. Hey, my name's Peter. Peter Griffin. That's right. I live in Quahog and I drink beers. Hey, Chris, go to your room before I give you foot up you. Everybody, want to leave Meg at the gas station. No, we're not doing that anymore. We're actually going to tell Meg we love her. We're going to treat her amazing. I don't know why they put Meg down so much. So horrible. Shout out to everybody here on the live. My name's Peter Griffin. I approve this message. Crypto lifer for life. Oh, man. Sam, why are you doing this? Do the Marky Wahlberg. It's so much better, okay? I played a cop. I played a violent babe. I can do this. I can get it done. It doesn't matter. I was shooter in that movie. I played with, I hang out with Joanna Lucas. I do this all the time, okay? I'm Marky Wahlberg, and I approve this message. I love you guys. Sam's the best. Crypto lifer. So, could we get this continuation to the downside? It looks like it may happen. Or are we getting into a fine-tuned falling wedge that's going to divide this market back to the upside? See? And that higher low rips, and then we're gone. And then I'm like, dang, that weekly was so perfect. You never know. I do have some indecision today on a Monday. I could see it go either way. I could see this descending triangle take us down. So what would I do? Well, I'd switch to the 15. And if the 50-minute gets above the 200 and makes a flag, then I might reopen that weekly trade, and then I might take a scalp on the 15-minute. But if we continue to go lower, it's looking like I should either wait for a better scalp position or take a short. So right now, the short's in control until we get back above the 15-minute 200 moving average. The short's in control as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so, but it's still Monday, and there still could be a false move. But I think that's the best way to look at it right now and to go from there. So take away this. We don't need that anymore. That was like yesterday's news. But this is a possible descending triangle here on the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame starting to form. I want you to understand these things dump very heavily. Again, we only have two candles there, so the trend line's not perfect. So we're either descending down or the falling wedge breaks up. We could double bottom here too. The 4 hour may make a tweezer bottom in the next 8 to 12 hours right here. And that will be another beautiful entry for a possible bump back to the upside. So I'm open-minded. I'm optimistic. But right now, I would sit on my hands. Okay? And let's see what happened here. I think we're probably getting a bounce. Right? Yeah, 89.7. And again, whatever happens today, I'm okay. I usually just don't trade Mondays. And I'm really good at just ripping off that Band-Aid and not caring about what Monday does. You get really good at not caring about the market. Like what I mean is like the days you don't trade, you're like, I don't trade that day. I go for a walk, go for a bike ride. I take time, you know. I look for altcoins, man. And we have some fun in the altcoins. So I think that's really the best situation is wait for Bitcoin to kind of figure it out, go sideways, and we go into the altcoins. Yeah. I love every single buddy that came to the stream today. Follow me on Crypto Lifer 33. We're blowing up on our way to 50,000 followers on X. I love it. You have to start spending hours a day learning and implementing AI strategies, or you will be left behind. That should get thousands and thousands of views and likes. It's funny, it only got 576 views. Spent the last 2 cultivating my own custom GPT for investing and helping me research. It cuts the research time in fractions of time and has helped me 100%. Where do I start? That's the thing. I'm going to start teaching you who to follow and where to go. Okay? And that's going to be kind of the key. All right? But go follow me at CryptoLifer33. I appreciate it. All right. I was researching this. I didn't really, it was So Monday, nothing coming. We had durable goods in orders month over month. That did come in at 830. And wow. The orders are up. So people are ordering more durable goods month over month. And that's good. It's good to know. Core and regular, they're both up. So, hey, that's the economy that says the economy is somewhat healthy, right? Again, it says they don't have to cut the rates. So it's interesting. It's weird how it bounces, right? And then we have Fed funds. We have a Fed week today. We have the Fed week, and that's going to be crazy. So we got the CME watch tool. We got all that crazy stuff, right? And we were on that earlier last night. So let's take a look at the CME watch tool and show you what's happening there. It's likely, very likely, we're going 97% chance. They're not going to cut this rate. So we already kind of have a nothing burger coming our way. But then we get rid of Jerome Powell. Then we have 2 months off. And by the 18th of March, I believe we have a new chair, a Fed chair commissioner. You know what I mean? It looks like it's going to be Rob Rear of not BlackRock, but of another one of those black companies. But yeah, that looks interesting. 87,500. Bitcoin actually getting a bit of a bounce now back to the upside. Maybe I took a bit of an impulsive move there and should have just stuck to my weekly idea. Weekly looks interesting. I got to give it to you. And there is a bit of a cup and handle here. And what if we just decide to ripski to the upski here? Very weird price action, though. I got to give it to you. That's why I trade the moving average. If we get above the 200, I know we're good to go. I don't really need to think about anything else. If we keep going this way, then it's likely we can take the short. So, he said black hole. I know, right? You're funny, man. Best YouTube group. Love to all the lifers. God bless everybody that's joined my YouTube group and my channel. Because not only you all, I hope, to get financially free, but when you get financially free, you're going to be able to bring so much light and loving frequency to the world. It's going to be amazing. And that's something that I believe you can do and you will do. And, you ever want to do this is what I do. You ever want to do you do it in thirds. If you want your pocket square to be a perfect, you do it in thirds. You bend this down, you bend this up. All right, you keep this hidden. Just slide it in. You make it a little smaller than the pocket or it doesn't fit. This is when you want to do this neat. Like, this is neat, right? This looks cool. I don't do this a lot. I do it like once every couple of weeks. But it looks, I like it. You know what I mean? You got to flip this back. You can't flip that over there. Hey, get over there. Remember, button always when you're standing up. Unbutton when you're sitting down. The second you stand up, button that button. Don't be that guy walking around. Unbutton, dude. Please. Please don't do that. 87,800 Bitcoin with a massive bump back to the upside. I'd actually be in the gains right now. Very strange volatility happening right now for Bitcoin. And again, it does look like a falling wedge on the daily that's going to break to the upside. I'm getting mixed signals, and I'm like, dang, man, I should have just kept my trade alone. It's actually in the money now at the 87,600 entry. Huh. Got to stick to what you're doing. See, I flip-flopped on myself on the weekly there. If you trade the weekly, you got to just decide you're going to trade a bigger time frame and leave it alone. Yeah. Anyone gifted a month to the 99? I mean, we gave $500 last night in the group to a lifer. Yeah, I just was in the mood. Things are going well, and someone won 500 beans in the group last night. So, hey, for $99 a month, that's pretty crazy, right? He's gonna have extra trading funds, right? I'm buying more Ghost, really low market cap. I think Ghost is very interesting. Yeah, 6.7, and that's the bottom of the channel. This is what I see happening. There's the top, comes back to the bottom, gets tight. It's in an ascending triangle. The TA looks great for a move to a penny and 0.4%, but you never know. Very, very high risk. Wow, so Bitcoin gets a bit of a bounce here. Price action is whack-taculous. Almost a double bottom there, you could say. Again, I'd wait for the 50-minute to cross back above that 200 moving average. The 99 will elevate to another level all around, not just trading, yeah. Yeah, man, it's about to erupt. Or gonna pay you guys, you're gonna be paying for guys' Lambos. What the heck? What a weirdo, man. We made thousands of dollars this weekend. You're gonna be, what a weirdo. Who is that? Get this guy out of here, man. Yeah, hide this person on my channel. Nasty people, man. I made millions of dollars off of Bitcoin, man. I never had to sell my education to make millions of dollars. It's just another stream of income because I'm not a fool. Because I know how to monetize online. Like, oh, I'm an online entrepreneur as well as a trader. I'm not an idiot. You know what I mean? People are like they think because you know how to make money online, you're stupid or something. I was like, that's just insane to me. That's actually another skill that I have that you don't have, and you're just pissed you don't have it. Stop being jealous of other people and start spreading love, light, and happiness, please. I worry about you, man. And stop sniffing another man's wallet. It's so corny, man. It's like the weakest thing another man can do. Like, it's the biggest sign of weakness. Like, you just showed everyone you're the weakest person on earth. And I don't want to put you down because I know you're hurt already. That's why you're already being negative. So I got to be God's telling me I got to be nice to you, even though you're being mean to me. You know what I mean? But there you go. Can I get mod? Yeah, you can. For sure you can. Let me help you. I don't see enough out there. Yeah, you just got modded, my friend. Ask and you shall receive. Thank you. I hate crypto, but you're saying I hate crypto though. Now I'm modding you. Can you change your name to I love crypto? It would be a bit better. You know what I mean? It would make more sense. The stream would just, just make a little more sense. All right. Bunch of people from the third world countries like to hate. Yeah. Was that a FVG in the 4 hour? From now, let's take a look. And we got that CME gap above us too, which is suggesting we are going to go further to the upside. It's just only a matter of time, right? So he says FVG, and we'll show you what that means. Yeah, I mean, there's a big one up there. There's a huge one right here. I mean, that's a monster. Yeah, and it does say you're going to come back up and fulfill that level. So yes, it does take time. Like here, let me show you. Here we made a beautiful FVG here. It looks very similar, right? Let me show you. Can't believe I've never studied ICT in my life. One of my good friends does it, and I'm so smart that I can pick up on things that I barely even pay attention to. Sorry, I did toot my own horn there, but it's true. Like, I can basically barely look at something, and my subconscious mind will put it together while I'm asleep. And a year from then, I'll know it like I've actually done it, but I've never even tried to do it. So weird. And again, I'm not an expert, and I don't even need it. I don't use it. It's not, I just don't need to. Like we crossed the 200, I would have got in long. I don't need, you know, and when we got away from the 21, I would have sold. I don't need the fair value gap. I just don't need it. It doesn't really like, I see whatever the fair value gap is showing you. I see it 1,000 times in 100 other ways. So, but if you learn it and it works for you, go for it. I mean, everyone's mind is different. But look, this gap got filled beautifully. And you can see what is a fair value gap. Just explaining it. It's when this wick doesn't touch that wick. So you'll get a massive candle. And it makes sense. It means the order book went through and didn't complete. And it's like we have to come back and complete those orders. It's weird. It's like how math works. And so see how this wick and that wick, I would actually drag this all the way down to that wick. And so the gap is from the top of this wick to the top of that wick. And I could be wrong. This is what I was taught, like by my buddy, just a couple times. You know, his name may be Master Friend. All right. Look, they're doing they're doing that lower high there. And it's a lower high after a massive divergence too. Again, getting mixed signals. I'm still not sold on the story. Could be a descending triangle that takes us down. Could be a very strange inverted head and shoulder that takes us up. Again, getting above the 15-minute will confirm all this, and you don't have to stress anything else. And then you will get to that FVG. Look at it, it's waiting for us right there at 94,000. So, what do you think? Did I do good, Master Friend? Is this like, am I explaining it right? Am I an ICT champion? I just think it's funny because there's so many people that use ICT, like rework it, and he always says they're all putting my stuff out. They don't, and I have nothing to do with it, and I don't care. So I just like to joke around, like, I love ICT. I've developed my own style. I've been in my own head for so long. I don't use anyone else's style. I teach my style. You know what I mean? Yeah. What does Master Friend teach you this course? Master Friend teaches you how to use zero liquidation. He teaches you how to watch the NASDAQ in the morning and wait for a confirmation. And, you know, yeah. But I don't know. I haven't taken the course, so I wouldn't know everything about it. I know most of it. He's explained most of it. But I'm so stuck in my own ways, like I can't have any distraction. Can I get them onto your channel? I join on every live stream, looking to get some money as I study and join the group soon and enjoy the gains. Yeah, we don't pay mods, though. You know what I mean? And we have enough. I think we got a lot of people. We got some... when I scroll, I don't see enough. Keep coming back. We'll keep you on the radar. All right. Jerome Powell's discussions will affect BTC. Yes, it will. Yeah. Fair value gaps are typically the middle of a price run. Fair value. These points in the market are referred back for entries or exits. There you go. And you can grok that, and grok will teach you. But so there you have it. To me, they're support or resistance. They're also gaps. Look, there's a gap of the VRVP there. You see this? And you like to head through the gap and head to this top at 95. So I don't even need the fair value gap. I just use the VRVP. You see what I mean? It shows you where liquidity hits. It shows you where the lines are. It shows you the gap right here. That's the gap. It already shows you the gap. The VRVP will show you defined gaps. So you don't even... You'll be doing ICT without doing ICT. You get what I'm saying? Like we're all taking a camouflage nature of the market and enveloping it. You see? And so like we're all kind of doing the same thing. We're just calling it different stuff. Like some people are like, oh, I'm doing support and resistance. This came right to resistance. And some guys like, no, I pulled my fib and that's the 786 fib. You see what I mean? Everyone's doing something that they see. And it doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean the guy that bounced off the 618 is wrong. It doesn't mean the guy that played the support and resistance is wrong. I try to show it all to you so you can understand. I see this as kind of like a cup and handle. That could still break to the upside, but it broke back inside. But hey, let's see what happens. Bitcoin back at 875.69. I'm going to leave it alone for now. And I traded this morning like I shouldn't have. See? So I took my loss for a reason. Crazy bullish div on silver in the 4 hour. Do you see a bear div on the 30-minute, Sammy? I do. Yeah, slight. It's a slight bearish div. Yes. Yes, I do. It's slightly, yeah, that's slight bearish div for sure. It's like class C or B. Yeah. Thank you. You're spot on, man. Who said that? Let me see who said that. Sean Rowe, 12B. God bless you, man. I like people like you that help the show move like that. That's cool. You're insightful. Thank you very much. I'll keep coming back. I love your show. Educational stream. It's really a gem. Thank you, brother. I'm so happy you're going to come back. That's the plan. If you see me, you come back. That's how we hit 100,000 subscribers, right? You hit the button. You're like, man, that guy's cool. I hang out with that guy. My mom was super nice. She taught me how to be nice. My mom was loving. She taught me how to be loving. My dad was loving and kind. He taught me the same. My dad told me he loved me every single day, probably a couple times a day. My mom told me she loved me all the time. I don't get that anymore. You know, I hear them in my heart. I hear them in my soul. I know they're watching in another place. But man, I'd love to hear my mom's voice just one more time in real time to tell me that she loved me. So if your mother loves you, if you're getting a phone call, if you can call your mother today at the end of this stream, please do so for me. And when she says, what happened? Say, the lifer sent me. So the lifer told me I had to call you today. And don't explain. Just say, and she'll be like, who's the lifer? Be like, no worries. You could tell her if you want. But call your mother today. Call your father today. Let them know you love them. If you've had a fight with a recent individual, a family friend, a brother or sister, give them a call today and say, you know what? If you don't agree with them, if they've been nasty to you, just bend the knee and say, and try to be the bigger person. It's gonna feel so good. Make that phone call today and say, hey, I know we haven't talked in a while. I'm really sorry about what's happened. I'd like to make, you know, I'd like to extend an olive branch. I'd like to make things better between us. And they might hang up on you, and usually if they're that nasty, it's not going to work. But do your thing. You know, reach out. Because hurt people. And, yeah. Call somebody today that you're having an issue with and tell them that you're sorry and you love them. It's going to feel better. I don't have anyone I have an issue with right now in my life. I don't have one. I'm good with my sisters. I'm good with my family. I'm good with my wife. I have all my friends that I know are good with me. I don't have any issues right now. Thank the Lord. My slate is clear, man. It really is. Life is going well. We're focused on business. We're focused on moving. We're focused on creating. And God is helping us do that every single day. Still a bunch of liquidity all the way down there to 85.1, suggesting that we are going to get that tumbelina. So watch out for this today. So what we're looking for on the 1 hour, just to recap and show you what's likely going to happen. Okay. Okay. Mr. Garrison. Is we're going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. And then maybe we double bottom or maybe we dump. It looks like later on tonight, around 7 o'clock tonight, or actually it's Wednesday, sorry. But somewhere tonight. Wait, that's I was about to, so sorry. But here we go. Let me shrink this down for a second too. I think I'm a little extended here. You know what I mean? It's a little more like that. But yeah, wouldn't be surprised. We double a little bit. We bounce back up. We dump. And maybe even 3 days of this before we kind of figure out what's going to happen. It could be like Wednesday at 1 p.m. or something. So I'm not saying I guarantee know when we're going to do something and how. So what, that one's up a little bit. That one needs to come down. And that one needs to come up. There we go. Now I'm even. But yeah. I think I can turn the fan off. I started the stream, everyone. I was a sweaty mess. My team said I wasn't live. I was bugging out. I really was. I was a little, you know, it gets to me when the stream doesn't come out perfectly. I work so hard to make sure every day is great and that we hit our numbers. And it's important. It's important to be consistent. It's important to hit your milestones every day. And every day I have a milestone to hit. This stream has to hit a milestone 7 days a week, baby. I don't stop. So important. And, you know, so we bounce back. God got us. And keep hitting that like button, everybody. We should have 2,000 people here. We're helping so many people. We're spreading love, light, and happiness. There should be thousands of people on the stream. No reason the stream shouldn't be one of the biggest streams in the whole world. It really should. Bro, by no means, I didn't want to get the mod to get money. It's only to help the stream. If I can ever help, I really appreciate your work. You know what? The way you said that, you're getting modded, man. You're just too nice. And so you deserve it. God bless you, bro. You're a mod. Back from my vacations and passing by to send a shout out to my friend Sam Price. Love you. Shout out to Guillermo Muck, man. Hope you had a wonderful time. God bless my man, Muck. And he's a good dude. And see, he didn't even put it. You know, he works for an exchange. He didn't even do that. See, he's just saying hi. But he does work for an exchange. But man, we made a connection. He's a good dude. We talk so much about family, about life, about how we got into the space, how we were in different professions and we moved into crypto. And just being around crypto people is fascinating. We all are starting a new journey in life. We've all went somewhere different and somewhere new. And we're doing things that we never thought possible. Let's go to Crypto Rank and see what's happening here on this. And we're going to take a look here at the tokens too. All right. Coins, baby. Trending coins. Let's see what's trending, what's recently listed, what's happening. This helps you stay on point. So Enzo, up 118%. in a week. Interesting. Very small market cap. Hey, Elsa. And Elsa's pretty big. Does my daughter watch Elsa? I don't know if that's the same thing. Somia Network. I've always liked Somia. I've always believed it was going to do something big. Somi. Okay. Space Coin. Never heard of it. $34 million market cap. Immunify. And again, Axie Infinity. I put it out, remember? And it continued to do damage. We found this. Akarast. AQ, right? And that's got a $59 million market. We got into this super early. Nietzsche Penguin continued to rip, but look, it went from 141 back to 72 million. So be careful there. Seeker. We talked about this on my channel the last couple days. Had a setup for it too as well. Degen Agent AI. This thing went crazy a couple times. It's just sketchy. Be careful. Sometimes it can go, Flying Tulip, of course, right? Fogo, Conic, Zama, River out there, right? So they're going to have it. If it's out there, they're going to have it. Okay. And is River back at 84 already? Interesting. Solana 124 Immunify. Bitway is another one coming out. And I actually saw something about them yesterday. And I was like, what's this Bitway? So I just want to keep you up to date with what's happening in the space and let you know. Active since the 28th. It's an IDO right now. And there's the contract. I don't know anything about it. Just be careful. But YZI Labs, I believe that's Binance. Like whenever you do YZI, I mean, the Tron Foundation, HDX Ventures. Yeah. Bitway is a layer 1 blockchain protocol designed for Bitcoin-based applications. It allows users to continue using their existing Bitcoin wallets, supporting Taproot, native SegWit, and Bitway native addresses, without needing EVM wallets or bridging. The platform features several core capabilities. Non-custodial financing. Users can access loans using Bitcoin as collateral, with approval and disbursement occurring automatically without reoccurring credit scores. Or without requiring a credit score. No one has to know. You just use your wallet and it's all immutable. Isn't that amazing? Getting money without no one needs to know. You just get your money because you got the Bitcoin, man. I got the money. Put up or shut up. That's what I love about blockchain. There's no nonsense. There's no red tape. Okay? We're back at 87,450 if you jumped in too quick there. We just got to let this thing settle for the day. Access to tokenized real-world assets. The protocol provides a gateway to compliant institutional-grade assets such as tokenized treasuries, commodities, and trade finance. Yield is realizable in Bitcoin terms, and redemption supports Bitcoin and fiat. Programmability. Bitway supports EVM and WASM. I like WASM. That's WebAssembly. Whenever you see WASM, that's the future. You need to have WASM inside. We were going over WASM 18 months ago here on the channel every single day. But then altcoins didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't want to keep addressing tech while altcoins weren't amazing. But you really want to study WASM. I would put WASM in ChatGPT. I would know everything I could. I'd spend an hour on WASM today. Because that's way you're going to understand when another project comes out, if they make a tweak, you're going to be able to realize why that may be a profitable move. There may be something there to invest in because you know more about the backlined infrastructure. This is very important. Okay. BitBay remains fully on chain and permissionless, focusing on compatibility with Bitcoin's base layer via a native wallet addresses and aiming to simplify Bitcoin-backed financial operations without requiring signups or KYC. It is developed and maintained by Bitway Labs. Interesting. That could be big, man. It's attached to, you got that attachment there. They did seed phrase at January 20th by the Tron Foundation for $4 million. And then there's an IDO right now. Capital Launchpad. And whenever you invest in this stuff early, like an IDO, you don't get to sell all your tokens at first. They give you your tokens in first you get 50%, then you get another 50% plus 3 months. You know what I mean? And it takes time. That way you can't dump on everybody. That's what they do. All right. All-in-one chat crypto assistant. Start using Web3 AI chatbot during AI hub. And just be careful. I'm looking at what, Okay. I love ChatGPT. I've been in ChatGPT for a long time. I even stake on there. I'm going to look at it. I knew that was ChatGPT too. I was like, isn't that ChatGPT? So yeah, this looks like it's going to start affirming that descending triangle, man. And I'm looking more bearish to bullish just because we're below the 200, touching the 21 on the 1 hour time frame. That's usually a bearish sign. So ever since we shorted, we've been spot on. And now I just, there's no reason to give massive gains back. We just got to, chill. So you just found out about a bunch of coins. You found out about a layer on Bitcoin that you may not know. That's actually booming right now. Or it has an IDO and has some big names behind it too. So anything could happen. I'm open-minded. And now let's take a look at this. Anything just kind of doing something right now on CoinMarketCap. So Algo in the last hour is up 2%, up 7% in 24 hours. That's interesting. Algorand, very boring coin, attached to some shady characters, in my humble opinion. Wow, back to 82 for River, up 186%. We talked about River yesterday, and it's actually still doing it. And I like Canton CC2 as well. PAYAI, we started looking at this thing a long time ago. Minex Finance might still get a move from 6 to 18. You never know. I like Aster because it has utility. I think it's only a matter of time Aster gets back into people's, space and they start learning about it again. I still love Ondo. I think it's a great project. It just takes so long to move, and I'm just still looking. And look at Hyperliquid. I sold this thing at 42, 43 after holding it for months. So happy I did. Sold Render at the 222 area. Sold SEI at 22 cents. It's now at 10 cents. I can now take that money to buy it back if I want, or just move on.com, which I think I'm going to. SEI had some big news coming out yesterday too, though, that makes it look like it could be pretty awesome. But so nothing too crazy today in the last 24 hours. You got Algo, you got River. Really, River, man. It's been River. I woke up this morning. What's the first thing I said to the group? River, chicken dinner, man. River was ripping. Look at this volatility today on the 33-minute. It's ugly. I stay away from markets and they're even worse now. They're just like the NASDAQ now on Monday mornings, man. So we put out River. Wow, they made a nasty sell-off. Wick down all the way back to 72. But then whip from 72 all the way back up to 86. That's 14 on 72. That's amazing. So let's talk about River. Let's see if there's still move coming. I'd be very wary of it at this point. You're starting to get some bear div there. That swings down while that swings up. However, it took the bear div and it kind of bashed it in the face. Like it dumped and then it just said, no way, I'm all set. Pretty interesting. And previous resistance becomes support here for River. And another thing I'm looking at River is the fact, could it just hold a trend line and create another beautiful ascending triangle? It may. Getting into River to me is high risk right now. Like if the risk is 1 to 10 and a great trade is a 2 or a 3, I say it's an 8. Because it's starting to get very extended on the bigger time frames. Like it's very far away from the 21. Once one candle closes next to it, I believe it's going to be a great short. Somewhere back into the $40, $38 level, right? Rose Network is also doing damage. Oasis, right? Remember Rose? Oasis Network. That's been around a long time. Actually has some good institutional investors inside. Yeah, it did bounce from what, 1 penny and 3/10 cents all the way to 2 and 10/10 cents, which is pretty interesting, right? I like that. Let's take a look at what I see here for Rose. Someone did mention it. Thank you for mentioning that. Kind of has that head and right shoulder, but, nice little trend line starting to form and a tightness here. If Bitcoin can maintain and not just collapse, boom. But if Bitcoin collapses, this drops back down, likely to test the 01608 area. Just remember, you're still fickly positioned. There'd be like, if there's, if there's hundreds of thousands of coins, like a few will move, but most will follow BTC. And Bitcoin's looking like it's going to move further down to 86,000, 85,000. So now I'm pretty good that I stayed out of the market. I'm doing what I got to do. That happened by accident. Microsoft, please stop doing that. I wasn't trying to flash the coolest car in the world. Whoever owns that car is the coolest guy in the whole world. Like, I mean, whoever owns this car, it has to be the coolest person in the whole world. Like, look at that car. That's got to be the coolest guy in the world, man. Who owns that car? That's amazing. Whoever owns that car is just, wow. That guy's probably like 007, man. He's like Daniel Craig. I bet he likes crypto, that guy, whoever has that car. Yeah. Shout out to all the beautiful people here. Hey, man, it's what is Celestine Blue, man. Cepheus, even the word Cepheus means something, and it's Cepheus Blue. Isn't that interesting? Cepheus, man. Yeah. Yeah, I feel so bad for this person that said this. I can't even repeat it. But God bless you, man. I hope everything's okay with you. Mr. McQueen. Dang, man. He probably got a cool name like Sammy. Crypto Lifer, what do you think of GWEI? You know, GWEI's hot because GWEI, right? The GWEI. What is GWEI? GWEI is the Satoshi to Ethereum, all right? GWEI is ETH gas. The GWEI, baby. Honestly, that looks hot right now. It looks so hot. And Ethereum's got the lowest fees ever. That makes GWEI look dude, I think you're spot on, dude. Whoever just said this is spot on. Look, GWEI looks like it's going to do some damage on MEXC. Be careful. But there's an inverted head and shoulder. It's getting tight. Dang, man. And altcoins have been fun, everyone. We got altcoins back again. I've been posting altcoin gains again. I feel alive again. Wow. Like this weekend was amazing. We had a crew on Thursday night that I put out to the trading group go up 237%. We had auction rip. We had other coins rip. I actually have to start going over all the coins and doing a check. Because this weekend was so fun with Bitcoin and Polymarket, man. I can't believe I turned 1K into $5,500 on Polymarket, gave away $500 and still up $4,000. You know what I mean? There's enough to give out here, everyone. You can give every single day of your life. And there is enough to be, you can be giving to someone every single day. If you can't think you can give, then you don't think you can continue to grow. If you're growing every single day, your finances are growing. They're going to grow. They're going to follow your evolution. If you evolve, you're going to get richer. I'm sorry. That's just the facts. It is what it is. Think about it. You start a small business. Maybe you have one employee. You think you're doing well. You treat that employee really good. They like working with you. They like being a part, or they're dream workers. And my company, I don't feel like I have employees because I didn't put out an ad and hire people. People came to me and said, "Hey, we got my assistant Sean, but he desired to change his life. My head of operations that works with Zeno, he saw me and said, man, this is someone I want to be around. This is something I believe I can take this to another level. Like his dream is to work with me, man. My dream is to work with him. We are dream makers together. I don't consider him an employee. I consider him someone that makes the vision, man. He saw me and decided that's where he wanted to be. I'm blessed. You get it? And I think that's the way, man. That's how you start a real company that can make big change in the world. When people that you are working with aren't just hires and fires, they're actually desires. Dude, I just blew my mind. They're not hires and fires, they're desires, man. Damn. Look, I do this every time, man, with this headphone, man. It comes out of my face. I was doing this before, and that one happens every day. It hurts when they come out of your ears like that, man. It ain't fun. You know what I'm saying? I like GWEI right now. GWEI looking hot. And again, I talk about God. I talk about life. I talk about this, but I'm not giving you the charts. I'm not spitting this thing out. Wow, Bitcoin back to 87.8. The volatility is crazy today. It's definitely a Monday, man. Dude, it looks like an inverted now. Actually, you know what I see now? I see a symmetrical triangle. That's what I see in there, 50%, right? Like here. Let's just see what we see exactly in front of us right now. It's a 50% move right there. This can go either way right now. Mainly they do dump. But man, they've challenged this area twice now and back at 87.8. I'm very interested in this. 1 hour could close at tweezer top. It could end up being an inverted head and shoulder. Looks like my weekly call. My weekly call probably spot on. You know what I mean? At 87.6 entry for the weekly with the stop of the low. Spot on. My head and shoulders on the 1 hour, on the 1 minute is playing out. Inverted head and shoulder, right? Inverted head and shoulder. Yeah. Well, I can see. Yeah, that's an inverted head and shoulder, not a head and shoulder. But I'm just, I just got to be on point with the nomenclature. But it's the cup and handle. Isn't it crazy? Semi cup and handle every time. And the cup and handle is inside of the inverted head and shoulder. Remember, we talked about this earlier today. Okay, hi, Sam. What do you think about gold now? I love gold. I hold 100 ounces. I'm never going to sell it. I'm going to hand it to my kids. Yeah. I probably should have sold it for Bitcoin when it was, when it was $1,000, and Bitcoin was 5,000, and I would have 20x my money by now. I could have bought all my gold back, sold a little Bitcoin. But again, I don't take realized gains that are gonna, I like to do it how the rich people do. I like to borrow against my assets. I don't like to sell assets. The richest people do not sell assets. They borrow against them. Understand? Selling assets create a taxable event. There's actually some delayed gratification there. Say you have $1 million. Some people want to go buy a nice car, let everyone know they got some money. But a wealthy person puts that into investments immediately, the whole thing, and never gets to see it. You never know. They don't get to wear brand. They don't have the cash. It doesn't happen. Then they wait for that to cash flow a little bit. Then they put that into another one and another one. They don't start buying things until they have multiple cash flow going. That's how my dad taught me. You got to be way ahead of the 8 ball to be ahead of the 8 ball. For instance, like you don't buy a $20,000 Rolex until you're worth like $5 to $6 million. That's how I look at it. Like you don't buy a $20,000 watch until you're worth like 5 to 6 mil. Like you don't buy a $20,000 watch when you make $100,000. And my humble, you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. But I asked my buddy who's super rich. I said, how rich do I have to be to buy a $20,000 watch? He said, you better be worth $5 million or more if you're spending 20 grand on a watch. That's how he said it. And again, some people will say, dude, just $1 million, you know? It's just a watch. But it depends on your level of hyper investing. Where do you want to be? The richest people have delayed gratification. They look for cash flow. They don't look for cash. Like right now, if I had a boatload of money, I'm looking to put it into real estate, some type of cash flow event. I bought a beautiful Airbnb in one of the richest areas of the world. People are paying 40 grand a week to live in the house. 40 grand a week I made last time. Like and I'm bragging, I know I'm bragging, but it's crazy. I don't mean to brag. I just want to tell I never was in real estate before. I just made 40 grand in a week. Clean profit too. That's clean profit. We only have to pay a cleaning lady like $500 and we have to stock some products. We already paid for the house. That's all profit, man. You see what I'm saying? I was only worth $2 million when I bought mine, but $2 million, yeah, $2 million was like $10 million, bro. 25 years ago, that was $20 million. Yeah. This channel is changing my mindset for the better. Remember when that guy was, oh my God. Where is that expensive Airbnb? I want to say it, but I don't want to say it. It's in southern Massachusetts, Cape Cod, okay? A beautiful destination for many people to go from June to August. The weather is just absolutely beautiful. Get away from the humidity down south. We don't have that humidity. We have a couple days, but it's nowhere near it like that. So if this closes the tweezer bottom, that's a higher low than that. That's a move to the upside. This is a symmetrical triangle that could go either way. You see it? And it has an inverted head and shoulder inside. I could really see this go either way. The weekly looks good to me. I like the weekly. If I stayed in the weekly trade, I'd be up right now. I wouldn't be down if I just kept my guns, held my trade, sorry. The Cape is nice. Yes, it's beautiful. I'm going to rent your Airbnb and take a dump under the sofa cushions. You're so stupid, man. You got 40 grand a week? Do it. I don't care. Go ahead. I'll throw the couch out and buy a brand new one, dude. I don't care. It'll cost me like $1,800 to buy a nice new couch. And you'll spend 40 grand dumping in my house. You sound so ridiculous. You know that? I hope you're just being so stupid, bro. I used to say stuff like that. I used to be a complete class clown. So, I can appreciate you saying that. I really can. I think it's funny. I shouldn't even think it's funny. I'm still immature. I think you're hilarious. There we go. I think you're funny, man. Why are people willing to pay that much for a week there? I don't know, to be honest, because it's highly exclusive. It has some of the richest people in the world there, and it's really, really, I have to be honest, it's very beautiful. It's breathtakingly beautiful. You get to spend, you don't have to drive a lot. It's only like 10 to 20 minute drives. You could drive around the whole island in probably 3 hours. It was a joke to get the endorphins racing. Thank you. I love you, man. You're funny. Good for you, brother. See, I'm not too sensitive, right? Some sensitive, hey, you talk about my BB like that. No, we don't do that here. No. We're happy. We're in good shape. We're happy to be around you people today. You people are bringing us to the upside. I can't believe we got to 1,000, even though we had the little mess up this morning. I'm like really happy God presented a great day for me. And I knew if I put my faith in God, all would be good. So I took profits, paid off 100% of my high interest debt, increasing my monthly cash flow significantly by paying debt off. That's amazing, man. Good for you. Good for you, brother. Yeah. Unbelievable. And I know God has blessed me in ways I'll never truly, fully understand. And that's why I owe it to everyone around me to be a good person, because I've had so much of my dreams achieved and answered. And so shouldn't everybody else? Like, if I got my dreams, shouldn't I help you achieve yours? I think that's the fair thing to do in life. You know what I mean? Mario Nafal hit me up right now, asking me to be on a show tomorrow. One of the most influential people in the world. And he's in my DMs right now, man. Unbelievable. Like, I'm so blessed. You see what I'm saying? They're hosting a live conversation tomorrow at Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time on Decentralized Knowledge Network and a native blockchain for InfoFi. I love that. That's pretty cool. So we get to mix and mingle with new products, find out what's happening, and get a say on what's going on and become relevant with the new things that are happening. So tomorrow I'll probably end my show at 11:50, and I'll be sending the traffic over to that Twitter. So that's something I got to tell my team right now before I forget. Thank you so much for thinking of me. Awesome, man. That's amazing, man. Hey, man, Merry Castilla and PAYAI, yeah, for sure. Sam, I love you. Do penguin meaning, please. Do penguin. I don't know what that means, man. Penguin is when you walk away from the crowd, okay? A penguin is because what they said is, you know, someone would be living in an ice community out near the edge, and then someone left the community and walk all the way away to be alone in wilderness, and they'd waddle away in the snow. They called them a penguin. So when you go your own way, when you decide to find your own move, they call you a penguin. They're trying to make this a movement in a community. Get out of here. There's no such thing as community in these memes. It's a cash grab for whoever's selling the fees, man. This is a real use case. This is ghostware. So, like, it's not, you know what I mean? It's use case, man. I like use case that has privacy on the internet. You know? Penguin is like, oh, yeah, I believe that I'm the guy that went away from the crowd. I don't know, man. I'd be careful. There it is right there. This thing tanked. It actually tanked. I saw it at 140 market cap. Look at that. It tanked down halfway. Not the worst. Let's take a look at the daily. Or actually, maybe the 4 hour. You know, these things are actually somewhat healthy. I've seen it many times. It's weird, but they respect the fibs. Right? That's the 618 Fibonacci level. And this thing has been hot. It gained momentum. You know, there's a chance you go to $1 billion market cap and you know, you're able to 10x here. 10x to 780. There's a chance, but I just, you know what I mean? It's tough, and I don't want to be the guy, you know. So, but that is a 618. I've seen that bounce many, many times. This coin is hot. I just think it's high risk, and it doesn't have utility. It's just, you know, I'm a penguin. It's just, you know what I mean? Whoever got in early got more excited than you, and then, you know. And there's the community. Elon sees the path of the penguin. Oh, my gosh. Funny, that's interesting, right? You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you got to do what you got to do no matter what. But everyone's buying into this idea. I am not. If I created the coin, I'm sure I would. You know what I mean? But that's Penguin. That's what's happening with Penguin. Bitcoin and Casper have the best use case in crypto. Undeniable. I appreciate you for saying that. I've held Casper for a long time. Ghostware will be a flash at the pan. It's all cash grabs here. I promise you, Ghostware will be a ghost town in 1 year. Thank you for saying that, and you're probably right. But there might be just a bit of movement there. You never know. Bitcoin to 87.6, just kind of sitting tight now. And that's why I really think the trade is the weekly right now. Like, zoom out and trade and front run the fact that this is tweezer bottoming and be okay for a loss. I just got to be okay with the loss. I just got to put a loss that I'm willing to take and keep the trade open. I gotta stop playing I don't want to say it, but you know what I mean? I'll call it putty footing around putty footing. You ever play with putty? TM and AUDUSD. Thank you, Sam. Forex has been great lately. Yes, it has. There's been volatility. I agree with you. Let's take a look at the super chats and see what's happening at 12 o'clock. All right. The stream went by pretty fast today. I'm fascinated by that. We started been watching you for 2 years, says Olga Tongadogan. And we're going to go through every super chat, everyone. We got you. Been watching you for 2 years. Yesterday, I joined the Discord channel, applied everything you taught me. Or everything you thought. I did think you. Everything you thought me. No, but I know what you meant. Taught me. I already made 2K in a single day. God bless Sam. Thank you so much, man. And I'm the king of typos. So I would never get on someone about a typo. I know what you said. Let's help Sammy. He never asked for anything. Smash the like button. God bless you. Thank you. That's so nice of you. And thank you for the 400 last week. You didn't have to do that, man. God bless you, brother. Very nice of you. I just remembered that. Love that. I like the button for our man, Sammy. Thank you. Sam, is that a diamond of the 5 minute? I didn't think so, no. God bless the lifer. Shout out to my man, Underground Crypto. You rock, bro. Much love for the friends. God bless you, Master Friend. I like you got the yellow, man. Kind of standing out. I've been in the Discord for years. Highly recommend it. It's the reason why I made 1,300 yesterday. I'm so grateful for this channel. Blessed, bro. I love hearing that. Blessings, gratitude to you, Sam, and bless your family. Amen, man. Sam, could you take a look at Circle Stock, CRCL? Let's take a look at Circle. okay, which is like behind USDC, right? That's what we're talking. Yeah, for sure. For sure. 87,699. And so what we're talking about is the fact that you could front run a tweezer bottom on the weekly right now. And you could possibly catch the absolute bottoms. So look, I have so many charts all the time. But yeah, so this is it. Just simple stuff. I've been doing this on the daily, on the 4 hour, all the time. I wait, I zoom in, I wait for 2 wicks to be touching, right? This, right? A candle, a red and a green. This is how they do it. So awesome, because that's how time works. That one has to open when that one closes, and they create this perfect space. And then you could even just go to the resistance. Still a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio if that hits. I think it's worth $1,200 for $6,000. I think it's worth it. I'd rather lose $1,200 than so be it. It's just my streak's been so good. I'm like, why risk for the bisque? But I like it. So this is kind of the trade I see right now until today gives us more clarity. I zoom out and see the weekly for what it is. And it looks like a weekly double bottom. That may play out absolutely beautifully. Previous support is resistance. That is where you should. And we already wicked below the resistance twice, 3 times. Telling you that there's a chance we don't do that anymore. Okay. Let's take a look at the super chat circle. But I just wanted to be clear about like what I saw right there. Circle Internet Group. Is that them there? Yeah, Circle, fake Circle, yeah. Wow, Circle, this thing is in the dumps. Last time we looked at it, it bounced off the 786, got rejected by the 618. Interesting. The 618, my man. The 6 Wantology. So let's take a look here. The 6 Wonton. That's what I'll call it, the 6 Wonton. So can we get all the way here to $263 with a bounce back to the upside, get above 154? I don't know, looks like it's going to dump first before it comes back. I would look for this. You know, that cup and handle retest off of $86. I know it's low at 66 and there's probably more return, but I don't know. That looks pretty beat up to me. And I'd say it bounces over time, and I wouldn't really want to get in until it retests this. What was that, 96? Sorry, hold on. Wow, 96. I mean, you are missing a lot. You could catch the bottom at possibly 46. I don't know. It looks a little sketchy to me, to be honest. It's been in a downtrend since June 18th. Is this what we're looking at? Is this the right stop? I don't like that, man. That looks like a rugger. I'd have to see it make an inverted head and shoulder and find some type of bottoming out like this. And then it looks like it would be time to get in. Right? Back from my vacations, Guillermo Muck, man. God bless you. Shout out to my man, Guillermo. We love you, brother. Can't wait to join the group. Thanks for everything. Jump on in, man. I can't wait to see you in there, brother. Sam, I love you. Do penguin meaning, please. I did the penguin meaning. I think we answered that super chat correctly. I don't know, though, but I think I did. Shout out to the Greek Crypto Trader 333. Hey, Sam, may I request to you on PAYAI? And we're going to do everyone's super chat here. We will not miss one. We will go to the end of time to get it done. Tomorrow, I got to be really good about time to make sure that I hit the Mario in the Fall discussion, though. So, nobody cares about my stream. They're bigger than me, man. So, hey, I got to bend the knee to people that have, multi-millions of followers. Right? But, yeah. Shout out to Mario. And he comes on the stream and hangs out with me, man. He's a good dude. Like, I'm fascinated. I'm like, this guy, like he doesn't really care about being famous. He cares about connecting and hanging out. Like, he's pretty interesting, man. I think that's what happens. You achieve it. Everyone sees it from the outside, but you're just 7 million followers. But from there, it's like, oh, wow, you have the followers. It's kind of like when someone has the money, you're like, oh, you have the money. Like when my friends were way richer than me, it was like, damn, man, what would it be like to be able to, he can go to dinner to any restaurant he wants tonight. And I'd always be like, that's got to be fun, man. Like, he can take any trip he wants around the world right now. Like, 2 of my friends, they sold their company for $225 million when I was like 34, and they got to do anything they wanted. They bought watches at Cartier above the Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean? I think there's a Cartier store on the top of the Eiffel Tower or something. Is that true? But I remember something about going to the Eiffel Tower and then buying Cartier watches with champagne. And there was a picture of them like champagning themselves. And I was like, damn, that's like, and they were like 34. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool, bro. Like, dang, like, and they were doing it, man. And I said, man, I got to be able to become successful. Like, this looks like a life worth living. And, it really pushed me. My 2 friends making that money and getting where they were in life really pushed me to change my life. really pushed me to go after something bigger than I thought I could go after. You know, it's like your buddy rides a really crazy horse on the rodeo. You want to jump on a horse and tackle that horse. You know what I mean? In a way, not tackle it. You know, I don't want to tackle a horse. You know what I mean? PAYAI looks like it's at a beautiful double bottom, man. I'll be honest. And it looks like it could head back to 1.9 2 cents, 2 pennies. Let's look at AUDUSD. And remember, I can trade anything here. Forex, you name it. Wow, what a nice run for you. And look, the 21 above the 200. Inside the flag. Yes, it kind of looked like a shoulder, head and shoulder, but it got tight, defied that right shoulder, got tight. And then the 21 above the 200 is my entry for almost everything in life. It happens so nicely. And again, you do your top down like everything else. You look at your weekly. Every time you look at anything, you look at the weekly. And look, the weekly crossed the what? The 200 moving average. What happened? We got to move. I've seen this so much in my life. So this means the Australian dollar is getting stronger. Their economy is doing well. But the US dollar is being used and printed in so many different ways that it's losing its value against the Australian dollar. They're not printing the Australian dollar as fast as they're printing the American dollar because it's not as prevalent around the world. They don't need as much of it. You know, and it's not the world reserve currency. So it makes sense right now at this point. And that's interesting. Let's take a look at the 3-day chart. 3-day chart having a monster move, man. Wow. Good for you on this trade, brother. You did very well on these. And again, I think I could start doing this. I could start trading Forex too. I don't see why not. I think there's going to be new exchanges that are tokenized 24/7. They're going to have every single asset in the world. You can trade anything. Maybe I'll make it. I think that I'll probably make it. You know, it'll be the price exchange. You know what I mean? I definitely would like to get into the exchange business later on in life. I put in enough work as a trader. Dang, they make the most money, those exchanges. Like, right? Let's be real, bro. Like, remember, what was that guy? You know, people rush for the gold, but he sold shovels, like Dick's Sporting Goods, man. It's like AUSD, USDT. This can head all the way up to 76 cents. It does look like it's going to take some time, but that looks bullish to me. It's away from the 21 now. I would wait for it to kind of cool off. It could be a smaller core consolidation. We don't know for sure, but it's definitely good distribution. I want to see it. And distribution means the price will go up. They'll sell off. They'll come down. They'll buy in. And we distribute price action, right, to the tops and the bottoms of the channel. So I'm looking for distribution. I'm looking for a beautiful consolidative move here. And it does look like it's on a bit of an uptrend there. And I feel a parabolic run here. This would be good for Bitcoin too, because if this is going to go up, that means that the dollar's going down, and that's good for Bitcoin. Happy I didn't get back into that trade. 87,459. Sketchy day to be alive. A lot of back and forth price action, as we should suggest happens on a Monday, especially with the Fed coming. I wouldn't be surprised if we went sideways until Fed meeting. Thoughts on NBIS chart, the National Bank of International Settlement, right? Or is that no? He's like no. NBIS. Oh yeah, you asked me about NBIS recently. It's just getting tighter and tighter in the zone. It's getting oversold with a higher low. To me, it says it can break out more than it can break down based off the stochastics RSI. Let's take a look at the 3-day chart and see what the 3 days telling me. 3-day chart is it's got some room to go down. You see, 3-day actually. So I would wait for the 3-day to curve or start to bend near the dotted line. Maybe we go tight for 9 hours or we dump. So right now, I think you got to wait about 9 more days. And I could be wrong. Maybe it pumps and you're like, damn, I should never listen to that guy. So don't listen to me. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such. I'm a creative person that loves playing with the charts. Okay, and I just give you what I think and what I see and what the charts convey, not what I think really, but what the charts convey to me, what the probability that I've seen many times in my life tells me is likely going to happen, right? So NBIS looks like it's getting tighter, and it could make a move up to 444. I don't know though, man. It's still a hit or miss right now. It needs about 9 more days of sideways price action. I need to see this kind of curve or come back down, and if that happens, I believe we can kind of start to settle. We don't want to lose 81. You lose 81, that's going to start turning into a falling wedge and change the story altogether. Okay. I think we got through all the super chats. Shout out to J Duff. Shout out to Crypto Weirdo. Shout out to JBH7667. 67. Shout out to Greek Crypto Trader 333. Shout out to Mark X7810. Shout out to Giro Muck. KBH. Shout out to Kevin HJHJMU, and shout out to that blues guy, Underground Crypto, Grandmaster Friend, Underground Crypto again, Plague Dogs, wow, Rave Song Records, Crypto Billy, and Olgutu Tandugan. Yeah, Olgutu Tandugan. God bless you all, man. It's amazing. What an awesome stream we just pulled off. I don't know how we did it, but we did. You people are amazing. I thank you so much for being with me, and it's awesome. The best mentor you can have. Shout out to the couch dump guy. I don't know what. Oh yeah, that's funny. The couch dump. Shout out to the couch dump guy. He's gonna rent my Airbnb and take a dump underneath the cushions. Oh my god, I loved it. I'm a classical. I don't care, man. I think it's funny. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being awesome. God bless Ollie. God bless Crypto Flow Official, Great Crypto Trader. All my awesome people, all the awesome people that came through today. You people are awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And shout out to the top fans. We got a bunch of top fans here today that I want to shout out to too as well. I wouldn't be here without my top fans. Shout out to Crypto Billy and Rave Song Records at the top with their XP points. Olga Dutan Dogan, Grandmaster Friend, JBH, Crypto Weirdo, Underground Cryptos, Kevin, Market X, Plague Dogs, Dabblues Guy, Greek Crypto Trader, Dumpus Maximus, that's funny, Sean Bateau, Crypto Flow, TM Hustling, Guillermo, LD, Wild Mo, oh, you're funny, Wild Movo. Shout out to Reliable J, Alex, Andre, Papa. Shout out to Rusty Media, Omar Lopez, Nick Flips. Wow. Nadia, Nadal, we love you, Nadia. Thank you. Joe B. I Hate Crypto. IC Returns, love you, brother. ICG Returns. John James Power. God bless you, John James. You've been with us for a long time. Keep kicking, brother. G. Bain, Gary C. Rocket Man. Servano Estrada, J. Duff, Moiserzak, Moisezaraki. Yeah. Mio Saraki. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're Greek. Mio Saraki. Yeah. Mios Saraki, right? Yeah. From the Greek islands, right? Emily, Dallum, Bellico X, Nikki, Bobby, Daniel Watson, LVM Prank, Jasper Fahir, the GOAT himself, Divine Ways, Matt Sheehan, Echo, the Crypto Taco, Locochi Coker, my man. Rod Chucker, Fishing and Cooking. Sounds awesome. Go to the Gym Bro, Seth H, and Maniac Dubs, man. Amazing. Everyone, I love you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you for being absolutely amazing and awesome. And I thank you for one of the greatest live streams I ever pulled off in my life. And I thank you for the recovery despite us getting bumped this morning. And thank you, no other issues. It was just a one-off. It happens. I have no idea what or how it happened. I do not know. I was in the shower at the time. Maybe my baby came in here and hit something. I don't know. I maybe have left the door. I don't know. I have no idea. But we made it through no matter what, and I appreciate it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Everyone, thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow for more insight, evolution, and just, education. Remember, you can, you will, you are the best. You're not going to be great to start. You got to start to be great. Every great person started somewhere. The secret to success is getting started.